But now we're going to take a look into the future. The next theme is a vision for the digital infrastructure of the future. Here to speak is Ernst Stöckel-Pokal. He is head of the unit Digitization and Industry 4.0, Department for Industrial Policy, German Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. Do you fit that on a business card? Maybe.
Hello, dear Minister Ranne. I think she's gone right now. Dear Ulrich, thank you for having me here. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to put the focus on the second part of the title of this summit this year. We are not only talking about data ecosystems. Data ecosystems need strong and interoperable digital ecosystems. So I just want to show you, show you this slide. It's a survey which was done by the German BDI, Association of German Industries, where the focus was put, what are the most attractive industries in 2030? What are the biggest markets? You see cloud computing is very above its 3 trillion euros market amount. You see many other sectors. What can you see? That it's only the picture for Germany. I think it's somehow valid for many member states or many countries in the world. You see that the market attractiveness is the highest of all, it's the biggest of all, but the competitiveness is very low because it's very much on the left side. So I think there is an urgent need for action. And just to let me say one thing, if you read the survey, you won't read anything about cloud computing. But you can see that it's very relevant for the future of all kinds of industry. It belongs together, you cannot separate it. Future economy will be data-driven, and data ecosystems need a strong digital infrastructure. So what is the situation today? I think it was mentioned before. We want to reach sovereignty in Europe, not on a closed manner. It should be open, interoperable globally. But what do we need? We have an urgent need for sovereign cloud edge infrastructure. What do we see today? We see a massive investment by hyperscalers. It's even increasing. And we see on the other side the risk that lock-in effects are rising, politically, economically, and technological dependencies are increasing. And the market share of European companies is going down. So if you have a reality check, European companies hardly can compete in this sector. So there is an urgent need for action. So what lessons have we learned so far? We know it will be impossible to copy hyperscaler business. They're much too strong. And this is nothing bad, but we can't copy it. We have to think about something new. And there comes in Gaia-X, that's the second point. Gaia-X idea was to have federated, distributed ecosystems, just to take away market power of single platforms or single companies. This idea was great, and this was the basis for the foundation of Gaia-X Foundation and the Gaia-X idea. We should stick to this idea, and that's why I'm very happy that there is today, or at this summit, also a certain focus on digital infrastructure. We see, and that was mentioned by the speakers before, that data ecosystems are developing fast. It could be still faster, but I think we are in a good direction. We have learned that was mentioned before very often, that this collaborative nature of data ecosystems is necessary. That's exactly the power we have in Europe and the power we want not only to have in Europe, but also with international partners. That's the main idea of Gaia-X as well, that we are global. We have Manufacturing X, many other projects were mentioned from other countries. And what do we have to do? We have to create the same momentum for the digital infrastructure ecosystem as we have gained by now by the data ecosystems. For us, the solution would be the Aura initiative, which is linked to the IPCI SIS or Cloud Edge Continuum. So we want to create the first ever multi-provider cloud edge continuum, And the good news is we have already started. Piers mentioned the amount which is already invested in the IPCI cloud continuum. Sorry. What is the IPCI, SIS and Aura? IPCI SIS is simply an R&D instrument, which is a very strong one. Aura must be a sustainable initiative for Europe. So it's really one of the largest EU projects to secure future digital sovereignty. It's highly integrated, and it will develop the foundation of the future digital infrastructure. Though we want to build something new, we have to leapfrog what is already on the market. We don't have to copy the hyperscalers. We need really to translate the federated idea, the distributed idea of Gaia-X into the digital ecosystem. So just to show you the logo, just you will remember it in the future, and to do more about that. It was mentioned by Piers about the investment in IPCI SIS. There are plenty of companies, I think it's around 100 or 120 companies altogether involved. As a project started in January, it's well doing, but it's not well known by now. So we have to do more about that. What is the game? What is the idea? We want to have a common infrastructure for all sectors, for all domains, across use cases. So that means really to see that everything is interoperable. Again, the main idea of Gaia-X. What is the Aura initiative about? We will have a common reference architecture. A huge project is already running within the IPCI SIS. We need a free and open source software approach. There's already some substantial projects transferred to the Linux Foundation. We need a common technological basis, and sure, in the end, we want to have advanced cloud edge services. So Aura and the IPCI SIS will create a massive impact by enabling low latency, eliminating lock-in effects, and leveraging available computing resources. A very important point that with the IPCI SIS and Aura approach, you can combine data centers or edges and the capacities which are already there. It's not so easy to build everything new. It's a very high investment. We have to combine it. Once again, that's the main idea of federated distributed systems, where there's no single market power, where you have a high interoperability. This is exactly what we have to reach with Aura. Sorry. Yes. So, what is my message right now? If we want to succeed, we cannot only rely on R&D projects. We cannot only rely on a certain group of companies doing something. We have to form a strong community, a community which is really supposed to push things forward on a higher level. That means we need a common governance. We don't have it right now. So you need a common Aura governance as a foundation for a broad acceptance and adaptation of these ideas. You need to do the marketing. You need to leverage existing communities, open source communities, and so on. We have to build it. And here, very important message. We need a highly committed community. We don't need only discussion rounds. We need really to act. It's high time. And to build this community, we need more than the companies which are involved in the IPCI SIS or in the Aura project so far. We cannot wait and see what they are doing in the next 3 years and then think about if we use it or not. We have to really create a momentum which goes beyond IPCI partners, beyond the 12 member states are involved. We have even to think global. So you're all invited to be a multiplier and to attract others to join the process or to participate yourself. Just to look a little bit forward, there are already ideas to complement the existing IPCI SIS or the cloud infrastructure services with some new IPCI, which will be related more to the AI needs or to really to have a fully fledged decentralized and federated edge computing infrastructure. But if we want to have a chance to get into new IPCIs, we have first to prove as a big group that Aura is the right thing, that we really want it. So what are the key messages? The key message is we need to develop Aura as a key European digital policy. It should be more than just one kind of things we do in Europe, one R&D project. It must be much more. We have to start to set a common goal in Europe that we want to reach it. And it's not something to reach in 2 years. It will take many years because the hyperscalers are really far advanced in their technologies. They are far advanced in the operating of such systems. But we know that in Europe we have the abilities, we have the capacities, we have the communities, we know how to work together. We have to invest and to make it a digital policy. It should be part of really, and that's the next thing, we need to organize full stakeholder support across Europe. Not only a few companies to do some research or a bit more. It has to be really, how should I say, go into the DNA of Europe. We have to establish this strong basis so that we can even put maybe more IPCIs on place or more support by the governments. But it's really a job which has also to be done by a strong community, by the industry. And we have to show the potential for innovation and economic growth. We don't do data ecosystems or data infrastructure for itself. It's really the paradigm change that we need in Europe, these open federated systems, to create a strong growth across the economy. We will trigger future business. Future economy will be completely data-driven. You need the infrastructure and everything for that. We should not say what exactly will be the business case of a certain company in 5 years, but we have to develop some kind of an infrastructure that this innovation and power we have definitely in Europe will develop, will really start to grow. And that's what I mean. We have to facilitate investment and early market acceptance. It's not only about R&D or small support programs. We have to join forces to really trigger R&D and investment and fast and steady implementation. We need roadmaps. So, digital sovereignty, now is the time to go all in. We need the highest level of support, political support. I think it's the role of the EU Commission. It will be the role of the future incoming German government. Benjamin Brake spoke about that before. We have to bring it into the political agenda. Not only say digital policies are important, we have really to act and to name some key policies. So we have the unique opportunity. Let's think really big and go ahead. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope I could give you a certain idea where it might go to. Thank you very much.